So I'm gonna dip it in my sauce, give it a taste. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jen from Flip Family, and today I'm gonna share with you how to make this Filipino dish. And it's called Filipino Shanghai. I hope you guys can see this. And that is a Filipino egg roll. And they are the smaller kinds. If you didn't know, there's different kinds of Filipino egg rolls, and we like to call the small ones Filipino Shanghai. And it's so easy to make, and I'm here to share how to make it. But before we get on with the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. First, I'm gonna show you the filling for your Lumpia Shanghai. You will need carrots, celery, 1 onion. So the celery, I don't like celery much, but it gives a good crunch to the lumpia. So I just using 2 stalks, and I'm just gonna cut both ends and cut it into chunks. Basically, I'm gonna cut all my vegetables, not diced, because I'm gonna actually use my food processor and just add everything in there to make it convenient, because you eventually just need it all diced in one. So I just dump everything in my food processor. So I'm gonna add my carrots and my celery first. My food processor isn't that big, so I had to do this in batches. So I'm gonna first get my carrots and celery chopped up in my food processor first before I get the rest of it. So I'm popping it up onto all the pieces to my food processor machine. So mine is small, so if you have a bigger one, you are lucky, but mine is small, so it took a little longer. So you basically want this finely minced. You don't want it chunky, because it's going to be mixed into that minced pork. So you want it finely chopped. As you can see here, I'm showing you how finely chopped you want it. And then you will need water chestnuts, which is optional. So you will also need water chestnuts, and you can get this in the can, and this is optional. Again, this gives it a good crunch to the lumpia, and you're just gonna mince this as well. I'm just dumping in into the same bowl because everything's basically gonna be combined. So here I'm gonna combine all of the ingredients I chopped up in my food processor. So you also want to mince up your onions too. This is also included in here. So I'm just gonna quickly mix this together. See how finely chopped that is? There may be chunks. I just take it out from there. But yeah, you want to finely chop like I mentioned. Now you're gonna combine your ingredients. So I'm using ground pork. You can also add shrimp to this. I've seen people add shrimp, but pork is typically used in Filipino egg rolls, and I actually grinded my own pork using pork loin, and I got the Costco pack, which is very cost efficient. It makes a lot, and you know what's being added to it. So I want to say this is maybe a pound or 2. And then I'm going to add my vegetable mixture into the pork. And then you're going to combine everything together. I'm pretty sure I have more. I'm making this in bulk. So this is just I just want to show you an example of how to make it. So I'm going to combine my meat and my vegetables together. So I want to say that's about maybe a teaspoon of this. And then I'm just going to continue to mix my lumpia filling mixture. Now that everything's combined, you're going to add 2 eggs. I believe I used 2 eggs, so that the filling can stay intact. So you're gonna add 2 eggs onto here and then just combine it to your mixture all the way through. Yeah. Oh, looks like I added 1 more egg. So I played it by ear. So I used 3 eggs for my lumpia filling mixture. And I'm just going to continue to mix it all together until all the egg has been combined with the filling. Yes, you can also use your hand to mix it. It's actually very much faster. One thing I forgot to add was actually minced garlic. So typically I would use garlic in a jar already, but I wanted to use fresh garlic. So I actually got that mix chopped up in my food processor as well. And I'm just gonna add that onto this mixture. So once everything is combined, you can pop this in the fridge. Just put a saran wrap over this, and this is pretty much ready to start wrapping. Or if you're waiting for later, you can pop it in the fridge and just let it stay cool. I would recommend using this filling right away. But here I'm gonna actually do a taste test. So typically I'll take a little bit of the filling and cook it because I want to taste it before I actually start wrapping it. And this will let me know if I need to add certain ingredients, like if I need more salt or anything. So I take a little piece and I will show you how to cook it. So I'm just gonna put it on a flat pan and just a small piece. I mean, you can even go smaller, but you just want to cook it all the way through. And then once it's done, you can do a taste test and see if it is good to your liking. So now I'm ready to wrap my lumpia. So I grew up using Menlo, the Menlo brand, which is, I always remember it because it is red. But I have found that another brand works just as well, TYJ Pastries. I'll probably leave a picture of it. And it works so much better, and it comes in a bigger pack. But here I'm going to just show you the Menlo brand because I grew up using this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just unravel it. So I'm going to take each piece. So I'm going to take each piece out so it's prepped and ready to go when I need to wrap. Yeah, so I'm just going to peel it and set it aside, each piece apart. Sometimes it will get ruined, and that's okay. You can actually eat it right away. That's what I used to do growing up. So I'm going to take one of my lumpia wrappers and then 2 spoonfuls of the lumpia filling, and you're just going to add it to the one end of the lumpia wrapper and spread the filling down. So you just kind of have to guesstimate how much filling you want. Sometimes it'll be too much, and that's okay. You just have to play it by ear. So I'm going to spread the mixture out from one end to the other. You don't want these to be too thick because lumpia Shanghai is actually small egg rolls. So you want them thin and not chunky. And you want these to cook quick. So the smaller actually the better. Then you're going to take one end of where the filling is, and then you're going to roll it. There's no special way. You're just going to roll it one side at a time. And sometimes it will get loose, so you want to tighten it up just by, as you can see there, I kind of like rolled it even more in one side. So I take one side at a time and just continue to roll it down until I get to the end. So you want to check to make sure it's not loose. You want it tight as much as you can. So you can pull one side and kind of like stretch it out and thicken it. So I was testing with using my lumpia filling as my glue. I'm putting in quotes glue, but you can also use water or an egg wash mixture to use as a glue to seal it up. So that's basically how you roll your lumpia. So I'm going to continue rolling my lumpia, and again, this will take a long, actually it didn't really take too much time. Actually, it's pretty soothing to just roll lumpia. But yeah, I just had the TV on and then just rolled my lumpia myself, and just, it's a nice therapy, relaxation, I would say. So I'm just going to continue wrapping my lumpia, and then I'm going to show you how to cook it. So I'm going to continue wrapping this lumpia, and then pop these in the freezer. So you want to freeze this, not overnight. You want to freeze it probably 2 to 3 hours. You just want it to get frozen for I want to say, you don't want it to be fully frozen. You want it to be frozen where you can still chop it. So like I was saying earlier, I like to wrap my lumpia into one big roll, and then I pop it in the freezer, and then I cut each roll into 3 pieces. So you have 3 pieces in one. Some people actually cut the pieces individually. So they'll take one lumpia wrapper and cut them into the lumpia shape, the small lumpia. But to me, that takes too much time. It takes I don't have time for that. So I like to wrap everything in one roll and then cut it up after. So once you're ready to cook it, you're just gonna get a pot of oil heating up. If you have a fryer, you can use that, or an air fryer, which I don't like the air fryer for lumpia. It doesn't give it the same taste. So once it's all heated up, you're just gonna pop your lumpia in there and let it fry. I would say you can fry it probably about 5 minutes on each side. You want to continue to check it to make sure it's not burned, but you want it to be that golden color. As you can see here, it's starting to become that golden brown color. These can still continue to cook. Since you didn't put a lot of filling, these will cook fast. So I know people are kind of mindful of their cooking raw pork, but yeah. So I'm just gonna continue to look over it and kind of try to flip them over so it cooks evenly. But look here, it's basically done. Yum! So I'm gonna let this drain over a paper towel so all that oil can be absorbed. You can also put it on a rack, and it's basically done. So let's give it a taste test. So I like to use sweet and sour sauce, and I like the La Choy brand. And I've tried other brands and sweet and chili sauce. This is my go-to. This brings back memories from my childhood, and I just have to get this every single time. So go to your local Asian store and get it. All right, so I'm gonna dip it in my sauce. Give it a taste. So the thing with these egg rolls is you can't just eat one. I have to eat like 10 in one sitting, which is really bad, but it's so good. So thank you guys for watching till the end. We've got a freebie for you for my busy parents or anyone that's super busy and just need to learn how to meal prep. I have a freebie down below. Just click the link and you'll get a freebie, and it's a guide. So click that. Don't forget to subscribe, and also if you can comment below. I'd love to know what other recipes you'd like to see, or what's your favorite go-to dish. All right, guys, catch you in the next video.